do you remember the Make a Card polls that Konami of America held back in 2020? You don't? Well, fair enough. There are probably some babies who have started speaking who were born after that poll was announced. And now, and only now, do we finally get the results of those months of painstakingly slow voting. A single Inzektor card. But hey, at least it guaranteed them some support, unlike all of those decks that lost. What's that? The Weather Painters were also in that poll? Lost and got way better support? Well, it wouldn't be Konami of America if they didn't just do everything worse than their Japanese counterpart. Never change, TCG. Anyway, what really matters is whether or not this new support was worth the wait. So what does it do? Well, Zektrike Kou-Ou is, luckily enough, always treated as an Inzektor card, so it's searchable in the deck by stuff like Inzektor Centipede. Then, at the cost of sending an Inzektor from your hand or field, you get to either equip it or special summon an Inzektor, or just equip one of their equip spells from the deck. So, how good is that? Well, for anyone who wasn't around back in the Inzektor glory days, and I'll be honest, I wasn't either, they're a deck that loves to equip their monsters to each other, but more importantly, wants to unequip them to gain the effects of the monster that was equipped. It doesn't even have to be done in a fancy union monster type way. As long as they were equipped and you get rid of them, it's fine. So that means that the cost of Zektrike does actually trigger their effects, as long as you're sending an Inzektor that became an equip spell. Secondly, they're a fairly old archetype, which means they just completely forgot to put hard once per turns on most of their effects. This can of course result in some absolutely ridiculous combos. Dragonfly just summons something from the deck every time an Inzektor is unequipped from it, while Centipede searches a card every single time too. Combine that with Hornet, who removes itself to destroy another card on the field, usually one of your own equipped monsters, and you just have loops for days. The downside? Well, they do have a bit of trouble getting started, needing the right combination of cards to start their loops. Luckily, this new card does help quite a lot with that, so you're more likely to get into their combos properly. Adding the new Beetrooper links does help a lot, especially the extra normal summon from their link to Armor Horn. They also help you make PK Felina, who is now not only easier to use for its intended purpose of equipping Inzektors to other Inzektors, but also for sillier things like searching Scary Moth to window your opponent. Finally, the addition of Beetroopers means they have a strong link 4 to go into with Invincible Atlas, who summons Sting Lancer, who then searches their counter trap. Overall, they're a fun combo deck if you just like activating as many things as possible in a turn. They have higher highs than regular Beetroopers, but also lower lows. Let's have a look at the deck itself now. So here's the deck. As you can see, it's mostly Inzektors and less Beetroopers, but the support Beetroopers provides from the extra deck is too invaluable to ignore. Since a lot of people here won't have played the Inzektor cards since they haven't been relevant in so long, I'll also give a quick overview of what each one does. First, we have the low level ones, which are the ones that can equip something from the hand or graveyard to themselves, and they usually get an effect when something unequips themselves from them. You earn 3 Dragonfly, Centipede, Hornet, and Ladybug, and then 1 Hopper. Dragonfly special summons from the deck when it's unequipped, while Centipede searches an Inzektor card. Hornet can unequip itself to destroy something on the field, Ladybug can unequip itself to do some level modulation, and then Hopper can unequip itself to let you attack directly with the monster it was equipped to. Hornet is the most useful unequipper, since it can destroy another equipped card, but Ladybird and Hopper are good just to get a few extra uses out of Centipede or Dragonfly, especially if there's nothing good for you to destroy. You then have the 2 high-level Inzektors, who equip themselves from the hand and then special summon something when they're sent to the graveyard. The equipping isn't a hard once per turn, but the revival is. You earn 3 Jiggerweevil and 2 Jiggermantis, Mantis being at 2 since it's basically the same as Jiggerweevil, except that it can't summon itself back. Now for the main deck Beetroopers. You earn 2 Scale Bomber, 3 Scout Buggy, and 1 Sting Lancer. Scale Bomber is free extension, and also the right level to make a Cicada King with Hornet, Dragonfly, or Centipede. Scout Buggy can be a good extender if you've already gotten your plays going by the time you use the Link 2's extra normal summon. Finally, Sting Lancer is your summon off of Atlas, usually just to search Fly and Sting. Finally, as our only generic insect monster, there's Scary Moth. You'll see once we get to the combo section. But it's actually pretty easy to get this in the graveyard and then summon it back at the end of your combos to lock your opponent out of most special summons. Now for the Inzektor spells. You want 3 of the new ones since it's pretty helpful. You also run 2 Zektrike, which is your best equipped spell. By doing your loops with it, you can put the high level Inzektors back in your hand, ready for them to be equipped again. Now, Cocoon of Ultra Evolution is a funny card. You won't ever be short on insects that are equipped with an equip card, so it will be live very quickly. However, you mostly want to save it for the very end of your combos, as another easy way to get to Scary Moth. It can also be a free Cicada King if you summon a Scout Buggy with it though. Finally, after Flying Sting as your counter trap, just run 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Imperm, so that you stand a bit of a better chance when going second. For the extra deck, we've got a mix of good generic monsters and then good insect stuff. Unlike when using the Battle Wasps, with Inzektors you're not actually locked into insects too often, so you can do some good stuff like Appaloosa. The longer you can put off needing to go into the Beetroopers, the better, since they're the ones who actually lock you out of other types. So usually you'll try to make a 3 or 4 material Appaloosa first, before making Invincible Atlas and then searching Flying Sting. You run 2 Armor Horn, 2 Picofalena, 1 Seraphim Papillon and 1 Invincible Atlas for your insect monsters. And then for some generically good links, run a Nightmare Phoenix, Unicorn, Appaloosa and Access Cave Talker. Cicada King will be the excuse monster you want to make the most, so you run 2. Besides being a negate on your opponent's turn, it also helps you out by letting you negate something of your own, like a Seraphim Papillon, to then be able to summon a Scary Moth back from the graveyard, which you can get there by equipping it to something thanks to Picofalena. Zeus is because you run excuse monsters and might need a field wipe, while the 2 Inzektor excuses are, well, I never actually made them personally, but with the level modulation of Ladybug, they aren't too difficult if you do want to make them. So that's the deck. Now it's replay time. So now I'll be showing you some of the combos this deck can do. But first, if you've been enjoying the video so far, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, the truth is that this deck's combos are very, up to the imagination, I guess. They're incredibly long, and you can sort of just do whatever you want once you get started, as long as your opponent doesn't just Nibiru you or something. Because of their length, complexity, and non-linear nature, I'm not even going to try and narrate them all, because we'd just be here for ages. Instead, I'll just show you some of the more interesting test hands that I played out. I doubt these combos are even fully optimized since I'm no veteran Inzektor player, but hopefully you'll pick up on a bunch of cool tricks for your own combos like the Scary Moth stuff, or just how to get started with certain hands. So sit back and enjoy! So, what did you think? Do you enjoy the longer combos of this deck? Or will you stick to regular Beetroopers? Tell me in the comments below, and while you're there, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Special thanks to the first tier 2 patron, Jason Morat. If you want to check out the patron, the link's in the description.